I don't really care who the heck you guys are. I know, hell of a way to start the talk. But let's be honest, you don't really care who I am either. You care about why I'm here and if my message is going to be important to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some short, inspiring stuff, and if at the end of the talk you're really still interested, I'll tell you 3 things about me. Deal?
Deal.
Alright, so just because you don't care about who I am, though, doesn't mean you don't judge me for it. Raise your hand if you noticed or judged me even a little, because I'm not speaking in an American accent. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? The thing is, right, actually, I should tell you this. The other day I was with one of my American friends and we were trading British and American jokes. And he said he always hated that America was the stupidest country in the world. He said he thought Europe was the stupidest country in the world. So yeah, people judge you based on your accent. I have a second question for you. How many of you have judged people based on what they're wearing? Even a little. See, I'm not asking if you guys have judged women or blacks or immigrants, because subconsciously, we're all sexist, racist jerks. But we don't really want to be. And there's a really easy way not to be. Once we get to know people, once they're our friends, we don't judge them based on whether they're gay or black or Christian. We judge them based on something completely different. What is it that makes them our friends? I've been walking through my life and I've been meeting people, and sometimes suddenly I meet someone and it'll just click. It's like falling in love, but it happens with professors and classes and movies and friends. You must be thinking I have a really weird sexuality. but you know what I mean, right? Sometimes you meet someone and it'll just click. That's because the way we really judge people, and the way we should judge people, is not by stereotypes, but by their answers to the question why. Not who they are, not what they are, not where they came from, not when they were born, or not how they got here, but why they do the things they do, why they smile, why they chose their careers, why they like the food they like. Simon Sinek in his TED Talk said that the why is the most important thing in business, marketing, and leadership. But it's not just business, it's everything. Right now, though, we're not discovering why anymore. Children ask why all the time, and so they keep discovering. Why is the sky blue? Why do people die? Why do we nod our heads to say yes? Chances are you don't know the answers to all those questions, but you've nonetheless stopped asking them. But there are some really important problems we can solve by asking why again. So one of the first problems that we could solve is, right now, we don't have enough fulfillment in our careers. We're going through our lives and there's a success stereotype out there, right? Like, be a lawyer or a doctor, for example. We've all heard it. And we meet people, we ask them who they are, what their profession is. And maybe we ask them how they got there, or maybe we ask them, where they went to school. But we don't ask them why they're lawyers or doctors. Now, I'm in law school, for example, and the successful stereotype is a corporate lawyer. It's really nice being a lawyer, by the way. Being a lawyer is the only job where if you fix the problem, you get bucket loads of money. And if you don't fix the problem, you still get bucket loads of money. There are 2 types of lawyers I've heard. There are good lawyers and bad lawyers. Bad lawyers take a case and it lasts 5 years. Good lawyers take a case and they make it last 10. I'll stop with the lawyer jokes. I only know those 2 anyway. The rest are true stories. So the thing is, when we aspire to the who's and what's of being a lawyer, a doctor, and then we get successful, we get rich, we get money, we're very often not happy. Lawyers are very rich, but they're very miserable. Lawyers have some of the highest depression rates, as do teenagers, people your age. 1 in 5 teenagers is clinically depressed. That's because we're aspiring to all these things, but we don't know why. If instead you ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? And you don't do it if you don't have a good answer, you'll never get stuck in those jobs. So ask yourself why. Why are you doing the things you're doing? why do you really want to go to college? Why do you really want this degree? What is it that motivates you? What motivates me, for example, is public service. I want to wake up in the morning and I want to help people smile and, make people happy and help people, help animals, and go to bed at night knowing that I did good in the world that day. It's a TED talk, I get to be cheesy. But the thing is, I know I have to find a job that lets me do that. I can't be a corporate lawyer and calculate billable hours and balance spreadsheets. I'd make a horrible businesswoman. But if calculating money and balancing spreadsheets is your why, pursue that. Embrace that. You want to know the best interview tip ever? The best interview tip is this. Whenever the interviewer asks you anything, answer with why. What was your previous job, for example? Well, I was the manager of this company because I thought I could lead the company into new ventures. What was your degree? Well, I have a political science degree because, I thought it'd teach me how countries interact better and how the world interacts. How did you solve this problem? Well, I did this because blah, blah, blah. If you answer with why and don't get the job, it's not the right job for you. So step 1, only get jobs if you know why you're getting them. Simple, right? The second problem we have is not about the end, it's about the journey. It's very important to do things your way. One of my whys, for example, is just being different. I want to be different. If I can't find some way to add something new to what I'm doing, I won't do it. And even me and a lot of us are probably in the same boat where it's like we're told there's a certain way to do things and we just follow it. Go to college, go to grad school, get a job, get married, have 2.2 children. The thing is, though, it's very important to try connecting completely different careers together. Make sure the path you're using is your path. I, for example, am thinking about a music career before a political career, not being a corporate lawyer. I'm a columnist, and that feeling of what to do with a blank piece of paper? It's really awful, right? You don't know what to write about? I get it every week. When I don't know what to write about, I fall back on my reasons for writing in the first place. My why. Well, I'm a columnist because, I was reading the news one day and ISIS beheaded someone, thousands of people died in the Middle East, Russia invaded Ukraine, then I read the negative news. And the thing is, I was talking to my friend about this the other day actually, and we were talking about politics, and he said, let's make it fun. So we stopped talking about politics. But the thing is, I really believe that politics can be fun. And I believe that we can connect the world of pop culture, which is a lot of fun, to the world of politics. So I write about things like why Kim Jong-un is like an American teenager. Or what Pirates of the Caribbean can teach us about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. My why tells me what to write about and how to write it. Step 2, figure out why the process you're using to get to your dreams is the right process. And the third problem we have is we just don't have enough friends. Raise your hand if you want more friends. Or you want better relationships with the ones you have. You know what the problem is? We don't ask our friends why they do what they do. And so we don't find out their motivations. Think about villains in movies, for example. Or even the best heroes. We feel for them because we know why they do what they do. That's what makes them believable. It's not enough to judge someone based on the fact they killed someone, right? For example, we need to know why they killed someone. Were they soldiers or psychopaths? It makes a difference. So you have to be able to know your friends' motivations before you judge them. And that's the third step. Judge everyone you meet by why they do the things that they do. Tell them what motivates you, and they'll get closer to you. You'll attract the right people to do things with. And you'll automatically stop judging people by the color of their hair, their race, or whatever else. In science and in schools, we're taught what first, and then how, and then why. We're taught that this is a ball, for example, that's what it is. And then we're taught how it's going to fall if I drop it. It's going to bounce. And then we're taught why. We're not taught gravity first. But think about how much more important it is to understand about gravity. You can build cars, and you can build machines, and you can understand why planets revolve around the sun. In schools, we're taught that this is what success looks like. And then we're taught how to get there. And we're never told why. For God's sake, figure out the why first. Maybe you'll discover the gravitational theory of the universe. So ask why. Answer why. And the best part is this. It's darn easy to do. We already remember our friends and know that we fit in with them subconsciously because we share motivations. You know, we already fit into careers subconsciously. We know, oh my God, I want to do this because of the why. Why destroy stereotypes without you even trying to? Because once you know what motivates people, you don't care about the who's and the what's anymore. And I'm going to prove it to you. I've told you about my motivations throughout this entire talk. By now you probably do give a damn about who I am. Hopefully. But I promised you those 3 facts about me, so here they are. 1, I don't wear this. I'm not Muslim. I'm not even ethnically Muslim. My parents are Hindu, and I don't even necessarily believe in God. We agree that what you wear matters in the beginning. But now that you know of this about me now, did it really change anything? Do you like me more or hate me more now that this changed? The second thing is this. I actually don't talk like this. Ever. I've been to London once in my life. I actually talk like this. Because I'm a born and bred Californian and I went to UC Berkeley. You know, the accent I was probably using before probably ticked off at dozens of real Britishers who'd love to point out the real mistakes I made. As they say, to err is human, to repeat an error is American. But the thing is, accents are a really big stereotype, aren't they? I mean, if you think about it, you judged me on this at the beginning of the talk. But the truth of the matter is, now that you know my motivations, my why, this really doesn't matter anymore, does it? You probably think I'm still sexily condescending. Oh, yeah, the third thing about me. Though I am in law school a second year, and though I have graduated from UC Berkeley, I'm actually only 18 years old. I'm closer in age to most of you high schoolers than I am to any of my classmates. And though I'm a woman and have dealt with sexism and harassment, and though I'm not white and have dealt with racism and threats, this stereotype has been the absolute worst. Everybody assumes they know all the who's and the what's of being young. You know better. You know my why. I'm motivated by public service and risk-taking, and I want to pursue things that are meaningful to me, and that has nothing to do with my age. See, this is what I'm saying. Once you know why you do the things you do, why the people you meet, like me, do the things we do, all the rest of the things stop mattering. So ask why. If everyone asks why, there'll be no more stereotypes. You'll understand your friends better. If everyone answers why, you'll attract the right people and the right jobs. And if we tell ourselves why, we'll finally figure out what matters to us and how and when to pursue it and with whom. Like me, you guys are all going to leave your schools and leave your jobs and move on again and again. We're all going to make mistakes and do great things and meet French people and Jewish people and artists and scholars and live life and grow up and be happy and be sad. I said at the beginning of the talk that I don't care who the heck you guys are. That's true. But I do care why the heck you are. And so should you. Thank you.